Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're reacting to Buffalo Sabres at Montreal Canadiens. NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs 2026, Round 2, Game 3. The series is tied 1-1. We got Buffalo, Montreal playing at Centre Bell, the Bell Center, to try to take the lead in this series. The winner, of course, takes the 2-1 lead. The loser, well, we'll see what happens. Montreal lost 4-2 in Buffalo on Game 1, but they were the better team from like halfway through. Then they won 5-1 in Game 2, which we kind of paid attention to here or there on Friday, which I probably should have just done that anyway. Thank you. Who the hell thought it was a good idea not to show the Toronto Legends game on TV? What idiot thought it was a good idea not to show that? You got problems. Either way, 16 minutes of hockey. Winner leads the series. How we doing, Nestor? Where's Rory? Because I know he's going to love this one. He's been wanting me to do these games. Bring your ass. How we doing? Welcome to the Hockey Cup Chair. As a Leafs fan, well, more like the Hockey Cup couch at this point. It is a blue one. Look at it. It's a blue couch. It's a blue couch. Leafs blue, I guess. Either way. The Leafs watching two of their division opponents play each other. I can't say rivals. I mean, Sabres, I could say rival. Habs, I'm not 80. One's the Stanley Cup final. Early June, like the first 2 weeks of June. With how quick the playoffs are going, you know what? Yeah, I'd say halfway through June, we'll see the Stanley Cup champion lifted or crowned. Like, with how quick these playoffs are going, yeah, no, it wouldn't shock me if we might have a Stanley Cup champion before the World Cup starts. Hockey in the summer, it always goes into June. It always does, at least in the 4-round era. I've never not seen it go into June. You know, it was even crazier when the bubble was played in August. Remember that? Remember when the bubble was played in August during the COVID year? Remember that? Hockey time. How we doing, Dillon? There's one. Where's Rory? Sabres and Canadiens. Winner leads the series going into Game 4, which will also be live for that because it's on Tuesday, and I got nothing else Tuesday. So 3 straight days on this channel of doing a game that relates to Montreal. Sunday. You have a Habs jersey? No, that's why I'm wearing the Kevin Owens Montreal shirt. It is blue blanc et rouge. And I prefer the Habs to win this over the Sabres because I have no hatred for the Habs. I enjoy watching the Habs play. Because to me, I'm not 80 years old. I'm not a boomer. Leafs-Habs is not a rivalry to me. We've both been shit for way too long. And 2021 was our fault. We blew that shit. So I have no hatred for the Habs. I'm not in my 70s or 80s. It's not a rivalry to me. Hell, it's probably not even a rivalry. Well, it isn't a rivalry to my dad, but anybody in his generation, it's not even really a rivalry there either. The last time the Leafs-Habs was really a rivalry, truly, my dad wasn't even in my pop's sack. So, he is the youngest. I will say that much. I have no hatred for the Leafs as well. Okay, respectfully. Now, the Buffalo Sabres, I don't really like the Buffalo Sabres. I do have some hatred for the Buffalo Sabres. So, I would have wanted the Habs to beat, well, Boston too. Yeah, sure. Yeah, either way, if the Habs made it, yeah, no. I would have rooted for them no matter what, even if I did have some hatred for the Habs, because I hate the Buffalo Sabres and Boston Bruins more. But since I have no problem, I've enjoyed watching the Habs for a while. They're awesome to watch. So I'm glad this is the game I'm doing. Where is Rory? Where is Rory? By the way, about to get going. The Sens. Oh, I hate the Sens. That's the rivalry. That's the rivalry to me. In my generation, in millennials, it's the Sens. It's the Sens. Yeah. Nah, I hate the Sens. I hate them. We own them, but I hate them. Hello, Ryan. Happy Mother's Day. I'm sure you know, coming out of Yankee Stadium, NYCFC had their last home game for the World Cup break. Tell your mother I said Happy Mother's Day to her. I'll tell, well, I'll see if I'm able to tell my mom you said it. She might be asleep by the end of this. And then by the time I see her, Mother's Day is going to be over. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. We'll see what I can do. I'll just say you said it to her. I'll see what I can do. Either way. But we'll be live for Game 2 or Game 4 of this series on Tuesday. And then on Montreal being CF Montreal. Because to me, the real Montreal-Toronto rivalry is CF Montreal-Toronto FC. That's what it is in my life. Of course. And Alouettes Argos is more of a rivalry to me than Habs versus Leafs at this point. For me. Heading back to my mother's home now for dinner. She cooked tonight. Nice. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. So going into this game, the most points in the playoffs for the Sabres is Alex Tuch, and most goals, 7 points, 4 goals. 5 assists for Tage Thompson. For the Habs, Suzuki with 8 points. Uri Slavkovsky with 3 goals. Lane Hudson with 5 assists throughout the playoffs for their most points. I will review this game as well. This isn't just a live. I will be doing an RSR at the end of the night. Like normal. Don't think I'm going to see NYCFC play at Red Bull Arena or play Red Bull Arena May 16th. Damn. The Sabres have a 4-2 record with Alex Lyon. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen with a 1-1 record in goal. The Habs have gone with Jakub Dobeš the whole playoffs, 5-4. No Jacob Fowler starts yet. Power play percentage in the playoffs, 18.2% for the Habs, 9.4% for the Sabres. Habs are 81.1% on the penalty kill, 87% for the Sabres. Habs have won more faceoffs, 56.4%, second best in the league, 43% faceoff win percentage for the Sabres. Heard from my buddies that live in the GTA that some young generation supporters were supporting Messi rather than TFC. Yeah, from what I could tell, there were a lot of people there for Messi and more younger fans. I hate that. It pisses me off to no end. It really does. Like, I get TFC hasn't given you a reason to support them, but that's your local. That's your team. Like, I don't give a crap if you were a Messi fan when he played at Barca or PSG. I don't care. This is your team. This is your local. Like, I do agree with support your local in the fact of that's where you're from. You should have a care about that team. Like, not like the way Euro snobs say it. I actually mean, yeah, if you're in Austin, you should have a care about Austin FC. Maybe you could be a fan of a Prem team more than Austin, but you should care about Austin FC. Me, St. Louis City SC is my second favorite team. I care about St. Louis City SC. Of course, they started much later than Toronto, but I care about St. Louis City SC. Rory with the story. There we go. There's Rory. Pure bandwagons. I agree. Especially with the people who had the half and half scarf. The half and half scarf. Like, I get buying it as a memento, but don't wear the damn thing. Like, there are only certain ways a half and half scarf is acceptable. Buying it as a memento to say you were at that game, preferably a playoff game, and hang it up in your house, fair. Especially if it isn't really your team, but like, even if it is a disgrace from MLSE, it's disgusting. I agree. I would never wear a half and half scarf. I don't think I'd buy one for the regular season. Now, if it was an MLS Cup game, I'd buy one and stuff it in a bag and hang it up saying I was there if we won. If we lost, I would have burnt the fucker. But a regular season game, just because Messi was there, that's kind of pushing it. Like a cup final, like buy it, stuff it in a bag, and take it home and hang it up if we win. As like a scalp. I understand that. Wearing a dual scarf, though? I'm not a scarf guy anyway. You know? Save the caps. You're damn right. I agree. Save the caps. Honestly, it'd be the same thing if Cristiano Ronaldo was in the MLS. I agree. I don't disagree. I wish we had him over Josh Sargent, though. Just saying Cristiano's better than Josh Sargent. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Again. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Josh Sargent. The Habs-Sabres game hasn't started yet. It'll probably be about like 10 minutes. Here's the thing about Josh Sargent. I keep hammering on this. Yes, he's amazing at drawing defenders. He's amazing at drawing defenders to him and opening lanes for Shallowy or Henry or Aristizabal or anybody around him on the front line because he draws defenders to him. And he has a solid pass. Or it opens up a pass for somebody to make a pass to Shallowy or something like that. I respect that. I love that. Pressing-wise, I love that. But, like, the way I would play, I think that's very helpful. That would be very helpful with the way I like to play a guy like Sargent. Like, I would only keep him for the fact I love how he draws defenders. If he could score goals, great. If he becomes a big goal scorer in MLS, great. I don't expect it. I mean, he's only got, 1-2 goals? I know he's hurt right now, but still. I would keep him just because of him drawing defenders. Especially because, I mean, they've already spent $25 million on him. I mean, at least there's something positive for him, you know. I could be like, well, we're going to have to play him, so at least he draws defenders and open up lanes for Shallowy and Henry and Aristizabal, and that can work. I can make that work. With failing hands, we hold it high. The torch at Centre Bell. Get over here. Get over here. No, not really. I think I've played a couple of arcade cases of Mortal Kombat, but I never bought the cartridge on like SNES or anything. Damn, I'm never gonna. See, they're the ones who fucked up with the Brazil game, and I'm the one taking shit. I'm never. God, man, that's not gonna die anytime soon, isn't it? Fuck, I just. Wow. Okay. You would think, but they're showing the torch at Centre Bell. Hey, I'm sorry that I would have thought they would have aired something with Ronaldinho in it and jumped the gun. Not even a dodgy website for that game. You got to be kidding me. And teams are getting out there. Habs wearing red, Sabres wearing white with a blue yoke. Shoulder yoke. TFC got to sack the coach. They look awful. I agree. I don't care about. There's injuries and there's looking awful just because the coach sucks. I think that's where we are. Like, yeah, injuries don't help. Don't get me wrong. But I think we're also just in trouble because the coach is garbage. I don't think the injuries are helping him, but I don't think it's much. Or the injuries matter as much as you would think. Either way. Caulfield starting, I guess. So we do have some playoff hockey. Nice. Put on your tinfoil hat. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, that's okay. Space Jam. Cole Caulfield, 1 goal in the postseason, 51 in the regular season. Man, I would have expected Cole Caulfield to have more playoff goals. Is he? Don't tell me. 1 playoff goal and what? It's fine. Dude, I mean, -5, Tage Thompson, worse than the series. Dude, this channel's not PG. Come on. It's not like I hold myself to a higher standard than you. I don't use curses at all in my vocabulary, but screw Miami. No, I agree with you. Say it with your chest. F Miami. What's going on in the Can Champ? Toronto FC eliminated Saint Laurent 1 over Inter Toronto, so we don't get trolled by the team who stole our first name, or what could have been our name, because we didn't use it. Captain Kirk carrying the torch. So Inter Toronto lost. So to Saint Laurent. Langley United is playing Vancouver. It's halftime as we speak in that game, and this will be the last game of the first round. Montreal beat Calgary Blizzard 5-0. Super beat Woodbridge 3-1. Fords beat Halifax 4-0. Calgary beat Pacific 3-1. And, of course, TFC lost to Atletico Ottawa 3-1. Oh, we really focused on that one. Anthems being sang. League One Quebec team, Saint Laurent. You've heard of them. Well, I've heard of them before. Saint Laurent, again, beats a CPL team in the prelim round of both Can Champs they've made. Except I would have expected Inter Toronto to be better, but either way. Pretty damn shocked. Ole, 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 ole. But either way, I know Team Rion scored versus some Can Champ and CPL teams. That's the MLS teams. This might be the first season where there's no trouble in European football. There's no way this is the first season without a treble. Ever? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way, man. That's impossible. Crazy. That's crazy. There's been no season without a treble ever until this year. Because I guess Bayern lost in the Champions League. Man City is not in the Champions League. Too many games. Too many games, man. Too many games. And also the World Cup. But then again, that just adds more games. A lot of these guys have played nonstop, really. PSG out of the French Cup. Yep. Knew that. Yep. Barcelona out of the Champions League. Arsenal out of the FA Cup and lost the Carabao Cup. But there's too many games. I mean, a lot of these big level footballers have played for basically a whole year with no stop. Alex Lyon in goal for the Buffalo Sabres. We're about to get truly ready for this game. Be a harder to decide Ballon d'Or this year. Let's not forget there's a World Cup, though. So if France wins the World Cup and PSG win the Champions League, it's pretty easy. Dembele. Jakub Dobeš in goal for Montreal, but Montreal's not changed their goalie. Forge, yes. Montreal, possible. They are playing better with their interim manager, and they're right behind us, like they're 2 points behind us in the league. They won a trophy, I mean. Here we go. About to begin in Montreal for Game 3. Tied series. The winner leads the series. The loser has some catching up to do. Montreal's dominated for a game and a half. Let's see what they do at home. First line for the Sabres, Peyton Krebs, Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck. Second line, Jason Zucker, Ryan McLeod. Zach Benson, Josh Norris, Josh Doan. The third line, Jordan Greenway, Sam Carrick, Beck Mallenstein. Rasmus Dahlin and Matthias Samuelsson, defensive pair 1. Owen Power, Bowen Byram, pair 2. Behind the net, Logan Stanley, Connor Timmins. Connor Timmins went to the Sabres, eh? Kesselring, Kozak, and Oslin scratched. Canadiens, Cole Caulfield, Suzuki, Uri Slavkovsky, the first line. Alex Newhook, Jake Evans, Ivan Demidov, the second. Shot behind the net. Shot, goal! Tage Thompson. Texier Deneau. Tage Thompson scores the tap in. It's 1-0 Buffalo to begin the game. Tage Thompson. Wow. Buffalo had Montreal hemmed in for the first couple of minutes there. And easy tap in for Tage Thompson. It bounces in front of the net. They don't notice it's there. And easy tap in for the Sabres. Tage Thompson, 1907. So less than a minute into the game. Third goal of the playoffs for Tage Thompson, 53 seconds into the game. So you got the assist. Rasmus Dahlin, wide. Bolduc, Veleno, and Doc, the fourth line. Matheson, Carrier, the first pair. Hudson, Dobson, the second line. Third pair, Goulet and Jekai. Gallagher, Struble, and Kapanen scratched. I don't know if scratching Kapanen was the best idea, but okay. Rasmus Dahlin assist was 53 seconds in. 1-0 Buffalo. Playing forward. Habs been a little bit better since this second draw. Dumped in past the blue line. Nice play. Keeps it alive. Swings it. Shot! Saved by Lyon. Still with the Habs. Dumps it. Blocked away. All the way back. Nope, Sabres have it. And the Habs he had a tap in. 17:43. Can the Habs come back? I would say they could, but either way. Bolduc, Doc, Veleno, Hudson, Goulet, Dobesh. Carrick, Malenstein, Greenway, Byram, Power, Lyon. Man, that's a crazy tap in. Perfect. Carrier screened the goalie. Got blocked off. Carrier. So Buffalo has the lead. Center ice face off. 1-0. 17:30. Sets behind. Swings it behind Goulet. Sabres are 36-6-2 when scoring first. They're 3-1 in the playoffs scoring first. Covered. No! Dobesh doesn't get the full cover on it and frees it. Habs are making some mistakes here so far early. That are getting them hemmed in. Shot wide. Goes across. Still with the Sabres. Sabres just seem like they're skating a little bit faster so far. They had to flip the momentum somehow. Dumps in, chase, and behind the net and cleared by the Sabres. Sabres dump it in themselves. Habs. And it's an icing on the Sabres. I feel like the Sabres are skating a little bit faster here. Sam Carrick, first game since March 31st. Well, good for him. He's back. Defensive zone face-off for the Sabres. Habs got to get back into this one. They gotta calm down a little bit. Shot. You know what's crazy? You would think that they wouldn't be so... Shot! Blocked away! Suzuki had a perfect chance, and it's blocked at the point. Around the boards. You know... You would think the Habs wouldn't be making mistakes at this level. 2 shots per team. You'd think they wouldn't be, considering they played the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I think Tampa Bay's better than Buffalo. Like, it just seems that the Habs are nervous. And it's a 1-1 series. And I mean, these teams are both close. I'm not saying they aren't. Broken stick. Put into the boards. And the puck battle is won by the Habs. Here's a chance. In the slot. Spins and cleared away. They're trying to find their way through, but clears it down. Habs. They just don't even, like, it's like they're not noticing where the puck is. Demidov dumps it. Habs have it. Beating the forecheck. Dobson on the puck. Oh. Dobson will be back on the puck behind the trapezoid, and that is an icing on Buffalo. It's interesting. Suzuki 3-game goal streak all on the road. Of course, they played in Tampa, and they've played the first 2 games of the series in Buffalo. Habs. So Buffalo does have home ice advantage. Montreal stole home ice with their win in Game 2 days ago. I mean, puck over the glass. Puck over the glass. I mean... I mean, it doesn't really make sense to me. I'm glad it's giving NXT superstars an opportunity, and it's a tournament. Basically, the last time is now tournament, but a fan-voted belt. I feel like this could be like Danhausen's going to win it just because everybody wants Danhausen to win the freaking belt. Like, this is going to end badly. Like, this just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm glad John Cena's getting something with his name on it to honor him and his legacy. But a fan-voted belt after a tournament, and no matter, anybody can win it, no matter they won or lost, it feels like this is just going to turn into a meme or something for meme wrestlers to win, because why not? Shot, blocked, Lion, covers. Nope, it's open. Zekai with a 91-mile-per-hour shot there. Arbor Zekai with a 91-mile-per-hour shot. It's like Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday. Any friendlies? Also hope Trinidad don't play early in the morning versus Russia or South Korea. They probably will. I've got a list of the friendlies running. Canada, of course. I think we're doing one of the USA friendlies. But there will be friendlies before the World Cup starts, yes, that I do. Here's a chance. Plays it on. Shot saved by Lion. Right to his chest from Suzuki. Suzuki getting close to extending his goal streak. That's sent down for an icing. 4-2. Offensive zone face-off. Let's see if there's a foul. Or Caulfield. It was Caulfield who put it on Suzuki 14. Caulfield. Okay. Caulfield put it on. My bad. Zekai shoots. It's on net. It's very effective. Caulfield with a shot. Right to the chest. Are you excited versus TFC for TFC versus Brazil Legends? I was, but I couldn't watch it because it wasn't aired. What a missed opportunity. Slavkovsky. Shot! Save Lion. Caulfield again. Shoots it right at Lion. Here's a chance. Shot! Tapped! Cleared away by the Sabres. And the Habs get it, but they will not completely get it. Dumped. 4-2. Habs have more shots, but Buffalo has a goal. Wide. Knights versus Ducks. Also tonight. Not that I'm covering it, but it's also being played tonight. Habs push it wide to the wall. Brought down. And a stoppage of play is called. And is it a power play for the Habs? Well, I'd rather watch the Legends than some jackasses who don't know how to play the game of football. 2-minute minor penalty for Josh Norris. 7:42 into the first period. So, Habs have a power play for 2 minutes. I would rather have watched the TFC Legends have a close game and play well than watch the TFC actual current players play like shit, not know how to play the game of football. So, yeah. Either way. But the Habs have a power play. It is 12 minutes left in the first period. Can the Habs punch back? Use this power play to punch back. 2-minute penalty. What is wrong with Real Madrid? Player power, pretty much. Are you mad Sammy lost? I didn't even watch the match, but I kind of expected it. Slavkovsky, Suzuki, Caulfield, Demidov, and Hudson on the ice for Montreal on this power play. Another face-off. Let's see. Vegas leads 2-1, so they can't close the series tonight, but they could almost put it away. One nothing face-off. Sending Suzuki out. Slavkovsky loses the face-off. Buffalo. And there's a broken stick. And somehow that ain't a 4-on-4. Canadiens power play 1 for 7 this series. 3 power play goals allowed, 0 on the road for the Sabres. I mean, that's a way to beat the Bruins. Don't give up a power play goal at home. Or on the road, I should say. Demidov. Caulfield loses the puck. Swings around the back. Suzuki. Behind the net. Slavkovsky. Swings it back around. Demidov. Slavkovsky. Back to Demidov. Suzuki. Missed. Takes too much of a touch. 1:12 left on the power play. Gains his own. Caulfield. But can't get behind the net before the Sabres do. Dobesh. Plays it short. 57 seconds. Hudson. 1-0 Buffalo. Dumps it in. New hook! What a save! What a save by Lyon. Wow. That was on point. But no from Lyon. Doc. Texier. Offside or offside? I didn't even watch the UFC last night. I guess I'm glad Sean Strickland won. I mean, I didn't even watch the fight. Well, good save. Neutral zone face-off. Habs win it. Dobson. 22 seconds left on the power play. Texier. New hook. Dumps it, and the Sabres have it with 13 seconds. They will kill off the power play. The penalty will be killed by the Sabres. Dobson. Matheson. And it's full strength. Bolduc up against the wall. 1 for 14 at home in the power play for the Habs. Caulfield as their power play goal. Matheson. They were pretty close this time, though, I would say. I think the Habs were probably closer than... They've had some bad power play. Or they have not really taken advantage at home on their power plays. Which, that's not good. At some point, that will bite you in the ass. If it doesn't here. I don't know about the Hurricanes, but if you go to the Stanley Cup Final, that might bite you in the ass. Saved. Cleared away. Shot! Wide! Oh, my God. 6 shots to 3. If the Habs give up a goal right off the bat after getting off the power play and the Sabres score basically right after killing a penalty, that's going to be a very tough moment for the Habs to build back from. Like, they have to get the next goal. Chance missed! Wow, the centering pass was there, but the chance was missed. And cleared, and the Sabres get it back. Again, just overcooked. Some of these passes are very much overcooked by the Montreal Canadiens. Demidov. Wow, I thought he was almost... 5 scoring chances for the Habs, though. They just haven't put them away. Demidov loses the puck at the point. I mean, the Habs don't look too bad, but they also aren't looking too good. Like, they're not humming. a well-oiled machine. If the Habs were a well-oiled machine tonight, they would be winning this game. The fact they're not winning this game or even drawing is because they're not a well-oiled machine. They're definitely something's going on in the machine, and it's not well-oiled right now. Dumped into the Sabres, 8:15 to go in the first period. It's not, the machine's not well-oiled, and there's a fight going on. Dillon and Newhook were tangling right there. Is Josh Dillon Shane Dillon's kid? I would expect that. I would assume so, but I would assume so, but Newhook and Dillon. 1998 Eastern Conference Semifinal, Buffalo won 4-0 against Montreal. Didn't the Leafs lose that year in the conference final to Buffalo? I think so. Four on four. Okay. Four on four. Once we get back, 4 on 4 with 8:13 to go in the first period. 1-0 Buffalo. Roughing for both Alex Newhook and Josh Dillon. And Lyons tying up his skates right now. Face off center ice, or neutral zone face off. Face off won by the Habs. Taking it back a little bit, there is more open ice to work with for both teams. 4 on 4, up against the wall. Dumps it in behind the net. Caulfield loses it. Caulfield trying to get it back on the forecheck. 1:38 left on the 4 on 4. Then we'll be back to even. Well, we're still at even strength. They're both teams are just down a man, but full strength. 5 on 5 and 128. Here come the Habs. Suzuki shot wide. Pushed wide by Lyon. And it goes behind the net, and the Sabres have a chance to reload. Taking a line change. Suzuki had a good shot there. Here's a chance. Slavkovsky holds. I would have just started skating forward, but okay, that was a choice. Here's a chance. Shot saved by Lyons. Suzuki straight to the chest. Or Philip Deneau. That was not 1-4. It was 2-4. Philip Deneau with a shot. My bad. That's why he missed. Okay, there we go. Philip Deneau, my bad. I saw the 4, not the 2. It looked like a 1, kind of. I saw the. It kind of, the way the jersey was. Yeah. My bad. This ain't the Leafs. Well, it catches my eye. That's the second one. I know. I saw the 1 instead of the 3, and I saw the 4 instead of the 2. I really need to look at the whole. Either way. Playing forward. Dumps in. Oh, spin. Nice. 33 seconds left. Shot. Wide. Then again, the Habs are kind of playing confused as well, so maybe, maybe it's just Sunday blues. I don't know, man. I don't know. Matheson. Here's a chance. Dumped in behind the net. Oh. Matheson gets poke checked. Keeps the puck. Only guy there but Suzuki. Now that is Suzuki. Dumped behind. And it is back to 5-on-5. New hook is back out. Suzuki dumps in and saved. Very, very not what I expect. Another TV break? I guess so. Another television break. 1-0. 5:58 left in the period. So, really good shift for Suzuki. Yeah, he looked like he was kind of hobbling back, though, but this is hockey. The car brand, not the player. No, he's talking about the player. Not the car brand. Are Suzuki cars even around anymore? I know Saturns aren't, but do people even have, I've barely even seen Suzukis and recently, cars-wise. Face off for Montreal, 9-4. Montreal has more shots than the Habs, but the Habs are up 1-0. Sometimes that's hockey for you. I feel like the Habs would be winning this game, or at least tied if they were a well-oiled machine. But this first period has not been the most perfect first period. And they're playing at their own stadium, which is crazy. Shot blocked away. You would think, hey, they're going to be better playing at Centre Bell than playing at KeyBank Center in Buffalo. You would think, but, Habs are a little bit shaky tonight, and they didn't even get to the puck. They just gave it up. Front covered. How about cover it, Dobesh? Bro, why'd he just tap it? Cover it. That was a bad choice, but luckily it didn't end up in the back of his net. I understand how mad I would be if the Leafs did that shit. I would be so mad. I think Freddie did that a couple of times, actually, in the playoffs, too. Or could it have been Jack Campbell? I feel like that's happened a couple of times to the Leafs in the playoffs. Tap it instead of cover it, and it's a goal. Shot. I feel like that's happened a good couple of times. And I was pissed off when it happened to us. Our road record has been better. It's weird. Yeah, that's true. Offside, or icing, I should say. I didn't even notice the joke. I just wanted to make a grand entrance and backfire. I didn't even notice the joke. Besides, go Habs go, says David. I agree. Go Habs, go. Go Habs, go. I agree. I wouldn't be wearing the blue Blanc at Rouge if I didn't want them to win. Face off. 5-1 when scoring first, 0-3 when trailing first for the Habs. Playing forward. Shot. And it's blocked away. Dobson. Dobson picks it up, puts it across the blue line. Shot high off the glass. Dumps behind the net. Habs get it back. Here's a shot. Save. Shot. Goal. He scores. The Habs tie the game off the rebound. 1-1. And it's Newhook. Alex Newhook with a goal. Unassisted. 15-29. Oh, it's Evans and Dobson. I should have waited. What a shot. Through the skate and in. Through the skate and in for the Habs. Alex Newhook. Nutmegs the guy. 4th goal of the playoffs. The most on the team. You would not have expected that. Evans and Dobson for the assists. $15.29 in. 1-1. Nutmeg. 4:07. I wonder if the goon's gonna come after me for calling the goal the way I did. Playing forward, I wonder. Playing forward. Shot. Oh, missed. Horrible pass. Now the Sabres are put on the back foot. 40 seconds in the O-zone for the Sabres. 1-1, 3:17. The Habs got to keep this tied at least by the end of the period. They cannot let this get back to a Sabres lead. They have to make sure this stays tied. Dumps back in the slot. Dumped in. Shot saved by Dobesh. It's over. And wow. Almost. Sabres are pushing. Golden Knights and Ducks. If the Golden Knights win, they've pretty much got that series wrapped up. Avalanche and Wild tomorrow. No, I'm not covering it. We have an off day tomorrow. We'll be live for Montreal Sabres Game 4 on Tuesday, no matter what happens. Dumped out. Of course, the Carolina Hurricanes have already won their series. They swept the Philadelphia Flyers. Shot off the post. Blocked away by Dobesh. And here comes the Habs the other way. Swings it behind the net. Has room. Dump through. Shot. No. Playing forward. Dumped in. Here's the Habs. Very shaky on both ends now. 152. I think that's got to be the first goal I called by, well, I still said goal, but I still put scores into my goal call for I think the first time ever, because weirdly enough, like in hockey, every commentator usually seems to say scores instead of goal, in hockey instead of football. It's but I kind of call it football. Like when I do hockey games, I kind of call it like a football match, and I still say goal. I'm like the only guy who says goal and just calls it like I do in football. you know, at least in English. I did enjoy like the Spanish call of the Canadian winner at the Four Nations, though. That was pretty cool. Either way. But of course, I think that's got to be one of the first times I've put score into my goal call in hockey. One. Because of course in hockey, like a lot of the commentators say scores instead of goals, so. I think the Canes will win the Stanley Cup. No, I think the Habs are better. This happens every year. Like, I mean, I would not mind if the Canes won. I wouldn't, because I'd like to see Rod Brind'Amour win. I wouldn't mind it. And there's a tussle in the crease, and Bolduc just falls into Lyon. Oof. The Hurricanes are always choking the semis. Do you think Pumas will get it done? Yes, I do. I mean, yeah, it happens every year. The Hurricanes dominate the Metro because the Metro is probably the worst division in hockey. They dominate the Metro. They were better than the Sens. I know they played the Sens this year, Atlantic team in the first round. That's why I was kind of worried about an upset, because they were an Atlantic team, and then the Hurricanes dominated them, but we all knew the Hurricanes were better than the Sens. Now, when you put in the Sabres, Tampa, Montreal, now that's a different story. Hell, even Boston, that's a different story. But now with Buffalo and Montreal, I think both these teams are better than the Hurricanes, just like every other year when the Atlantic plays the Metro in the the conference final. I think the Hurricanes look really good. They do. They swept their way to the conference final, but haven't they been pretty dominant to that extent before and fail in the conference final to an Atlantic team? 116 looks like Buffalo's going to the power play. Oh no, Connor Timmins, 2 minutes for a minor penalty. And Bolduc, wait, what? Bolduc's going to the box. Wait, is it 4-on-4? Game center has Connor Timmins. So it is a 4-on-4. Okay. So game center has a 4-on-4. So Connor Timmins and Matheson going to the box. Or Bolduc, my bad, Bolduc. Bolduc roughing Timmins, Timmins roughing Bolduc. They're both going to the box. Matheson was talking to the... Oh. No, it's actually a power play. Bolduc got 4 minutes. So it's 5-on-4. And then it's going to be... So wait, is it a Buffalo? It's a Buffalo power play for 2 minutes. Then... Is it 4-on-4 for... Buffalo power play for 2 minutes. Bolduc for hitting the goalie, pretty much. Falling on the goalie. Gives them the extra power play. Buffalo's power play. Villano good for a forecheck. Yeah, he's been playing well. 140. 2 for 8 this series. 1 for 24 in the first round for the Sabres on the power play. Canadiens, 7 power play goals allowed this postseason, most in the Eastern Conference. That is icing. So what I'm confused about... Brind'Amour is a good coach. I have a lot of respect for him, but I'm also saying, 3 for the last 54 on the power play. Dumped in. 42 seconds. Sabres will start the second period on the power play. Let's not forget that. Unless they score. Quinn. Dahlin. Dumps into Thompson. Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin swings it to the slot. And back to the... Oh, behind the blue line. He has to reset. Quinn. Skating in. Clears the zone. Benson, dump back to Dillon. Dillon at the point. Dillon shot across the net. Dome. Yeah, Brindamore was a good player too. People forget about that. End of the first period, 1-1. We have a draw at the end of the first. 1-1. I will keep myself down here until about 7 because I have time. End of 1, it is 1-1. And there's a fight already. So I'll talk about the first period, then I'll take a break, and then I'll be back. No reason for me to get off mass and then get off mass again. I mean, there'll still be 12 minutes left to intermission? Oh, my Lord. 2 minutes, roughing. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal. I'm confused. So there might be some more penalty minutes in the second period. 1-1. Added to the power play, or maybe the power play's over. I don't know. Let's see what they say. So post-period penalties. That Benson is such a pest. Hey, I respect it, though. I respect it. I like watching good player. 4-on-4. So we're going to 4-on-4. Rasmus Dillon, 2 minutes for roughing Caden Goulet. And it's a straight-up Buffalo called for it. Rasmus Dillon roughing Caden Goulet. I don't see another call, but so far, you know what? What the hell is Subban wearing? What the hell? Why is he wearing a doctor's coat? What the hell? What happened here? I agree, just saying. Did you see the Arsenal heist today at the London Stadium? Arsenal wins late. The penalty call against, or not the penalty call, the foul call against West Ham. They don't score. It's a 1-0 win. 1-0 to the Arsenal. I saw the ending. I didn't watch much of the match before that, but I saw the ending. I'm like, it's funny. I checked the score right before they scored. I'm like, really? 0-0? And then Trossard gets the goal instantly after. 1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. It's still Rasmus Dillon, so we're going 4-on-4. So the power play's over when the second period starts. Good news for the Habs. They don't have to play the power play, but I think the first period, before I take a break, we'll talk about the first period for the first 5 minutes, then we'll be back. So for intermission. For me, when you look at this game, I think the Habs were very shaky in the first period. I think the Sabres were skating a little bit faster. And overall, I think, I'm not saying the Sabres want it more, but I think the Habs were a little bit nervous comparatively to what you would expect them to be. And they have been better on the road. That is true. But I think I still think the Canadiens need to use their momentum. They've been really good. They've had a lot of shots, and I think they've been the better team. But if they'd be winning this by so much more, in my opinion. If the Habs were, how do I put this? If the Habs were, how do I put this? If they were a well-oiled machine, they'd be winning 3-1, 4-1 with the chances they had. They've been very just off the mark, barely. And in the playoffs, that matters a lot. The Habs look good, but they just seem to be a little bit off the mark. And the Sabres seem to be, besides their goal, they seem to be at the same level, which is why I think the Habs haven't really paid for it besides the first goal in the first minute. But nobody really seems to be on the mark. But especially since the Habs have controlled the play, you know, you'd be like, well, if they were on the mark and they were well old, they'd be winning this game 3-4-1 and nobody would be complaining. So I think the Habs are the better team by far. The question is, do they get better as the game goes on? And find a way to build into a lead and dominate this game? Because they can. They can. The question is will they? That's what I think so far. Habs are better, but they're definitely not well old. Did you see the cup set today by Saint Laurent? Yep, Saint Laurent beat Inter Toronto 1-0. I saw the result, I should say. I didn't watch the game, but I'm happy for Saint Laurent that they figured it out. Still look to be doing really well, even without Razaghi, after he moved to Supra. You know, I want to see Saint Laurent do well. I have a little bit of an affinity towards them, weirdly, from that 2023 Cup run. And the fact they never played with fear. Even though they were an underdog, they played openly and they didn't park the bus. Like, yeah, they got scored on a lot, but they actually played football. If they were going to win, they were going to do it by playing football. And I have an affinity for that. So, and I guess I also have an affinity for Supra for the same reason, because the coach who was coaching them, Saint Laurent, is now coaching Supra. And I'd seem to say they're doing the same thing. So, if you're going to play. Like, if you're the underdog and you win by playing, awesome. Excuse me. I hate it more when you play haram ball as an underdog and you win because you played haram ball, so to speak. Nah, that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. So, yeah, I'm happy. And besides, Inter Toronto players were like, oh, TFC's so cocky. Well, how does it feel for you? You just got upset by a lower league club as well. How does it feel for you? Stop talking shit. In my opinion, it wasn't your game. It's your league mates. And what? What, the York boys want to act like they're the ones that matter in Toronto? You'll never be as big as Toronto FC. I don't care if you steal the name we could have had to begin with. Because let's not forget, Toronto FC could have picked Inter Toronto FC as their name. They could have. They didn't. So you stole the name we could have went with in the beginning to rebrand for the third time in a row. You're acting like, oh, well, we're cocky. Okay, yeah, we're cocky. We've won cups before. We're an MLS team. We shouldn't be losing to a CPL side. I don't care how bad we are. If that's cocky, so be it. Yeah, we got embarrassed. Maybe we shouldn't have rotated like we did. I didn't think so at all. Hey, if it was me, they wouldn't have rotated like that. Fuck Miami. I don't care about that shit. I don't care if MLSE does. You're still getting paid. The tickets are fucking bought. Okay? The tickets are fucking bought. They don't care who's playing for us. They only want to see Lionel Messi. Yes. York United or York 9, York United, Inter Toronto. And they're still in York, by the way. York region, by the way. So, you know what? You got what you deserved. I'm a Forge fan anyway. Now I see why York and Forge is a rivalry, because y'all need to shut the hell up. Now I actually see it as a rivalry. Good job. Now I finally have a rival in the CPL. I never had a hatred for anybody in the league. Until just a couple of... No, you got what you deserved, York. You got what you deserved. So now I get to actually see it as a rivalry when it comes to Forge and York. Now I finally understand. You idiots. You got what you deserved. Karma's a biatch, ain't it? Cup set. Hey, take your damn... Hey, School Black, take your damn business card and wave it around in front of everybody now. With that being said, we'll take a short break. We've already talked about the first period. We'll get to the second. Sit tight, be back. Wow. Either way. Sit tight, be back. We are back. I agree. Y'all had a good response. It was just the Evans assist on the new hook goal. Says game center. 2 to the second period. We'll be halfway through the game in 10 minutes, give or take. 1-1. Dillon called for the roughing on Goulet. It's a 4-on-4. Four on four. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Can the Habs find their way to the lead? We will find out. Second period will begin. Halfway through the second period, we'll be halfway through the game. What else is good? I mean, I'm doing well. I don't know. I mean, I thought the Raptors' playoff run was pretty nice. Even though we lost in the first round, but nobody expected us to go that far. I mean, this game's pretty good. Champions Cup's enjoyable. I'm doing well. 14 shots, 1 goal for Montreal Canadiens. Here we go, second period. My new account, sorry, I have to wait until 48 hours until I can get my old one back. And we're back. Tage Thompson, third. Alex Newhook, fourth goal. So Thompson and Newhook. Well, welcome back, sir. Wonder who. 4 days ago. Behind the net. 13 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Sun's been here throughout. Trying to guess. Nestor's been here. Papita, maybe? 1:16, Montreal power play. Montreal on the power play for 1:16. Caulfield, Demidov. Dumped in for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky. Hudson shot. Goal! No, wide. I thought that went in. Wow. I mean, by process of elimination, I'm guessing Papita probably. Considering Sun's been here. Playing forward. Kept in by Hudson. Demidov swings at Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky loses it. Taken down. Sure that's not a trip. Demidov. 30 seconds. Hudson tries to put on a bomb from the slot. Doesn't. Suzuki. Caulfield. Blocked away. Hudson. And offside. 13 seconds left on the power play, but that will probably kill off the power play right there. The shot, just barely past the post. I could see why people thought that was a goal. Just a little bit less of a break, and that goes in for the Habs, and it's 2-1. But Too much break. 12 seconds left on the power play. We'll be back on 5-on-5. 18 minutes left in the second period. Block. Oh. Not exactly what you want there. 1-1. Dumped behind. Good steal. Nope, nobody was seeing it. 17:37. 7 minutes 37 left of the first half of this game. Then 10 minutes down. When we get to 10 minutes left in the period, we get to halfway through the game. 17:29, covered by Dobesh. 1-1. Cole is snake bitten. He's getting to the right areas. I agree. Defensive zone face-off. Oh, Shane Van Gisbergen won at Watkins Glen. Let's go. Tage Thompson. Here's a chance behind the net. Montreal on it. 10 shots at 15. Dumped behind the net. Habs. They're all pushing to the side of the ice. To the right side. Left side. They all were like pushing to one side of the ice on that play. A one-on-one shot. Saved by Lyon. New hook. Does get saved though. Face off for the Habs. Goes all the way back. Good pass. Still the Habs. Here's a chance. But it won't be much. Takes a shot. Saved by Lyon. Through traffic and saved. Miami's bad for this league. At this point, I have to say, I think you're right. Miami's not doing what I think MLS wanted them to do with Messi. I think the longer this goes, the worse they are for the league. It's not growing it to the point they expected, which is, I think, why they are more harsh on Vancouver. I think if Miami was doing as good as they would want them to business-wise, or growing the league to the point they wanted it to business-wise, I think that's why they pushed through the calendar shift. I think that's why they want Vegas so much more than before. Shot! Wide. Cleared away. That's why I think Vancouver is getting absolutely railroaded. They're trying to find something that is an icing on Montreal. I think they're trying to find something more than they can for. It's annoying. Support your local team, win or lose, good or bad. I agree. Newhook and Byram played for the Avs when they won the Stanley Cup. Dobson's wearing a black bandage on his hand where the shot hit him. He's a warrior. 4 goals for each on their team, tied for most. Bo and Byram. Newhook has the most on the team in the playoffs, which is not something you would have expected, I don't think. You would have thought Cole Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky. That's what you would have thought going in. whether you were a Habs fan or you were an observer, neutral observer. Shot, blocked. Good block. Good save. Wasn't covered, but a good save, like you would have thought. I don't think anybody would have thought Newhook would have the most goals for the Habs in the playoffs, but sometimes you need those guys. What I think the Habs are showing is they have the high-end talent, but at least their middle six and bottom six show up when they need to show up, comparatively. I think you could take a lot of lessons from the Habs, at least if you're a Leafs fan. Like, I know we were in cap hell, but like when you're picking up low bargain bin players who have a name, it's never really the answer, especially when you need that middle six and bottom six scored in the playoffs. You need the role players to show up. And sometimes they're the guy who carries you, and when you think the guys that would carry you don't carry you. The problem with the Leafs is they don't have that secondary. They never had that secondary scoring in the playoffs. A delayed penalty for Buffalo. Empty net for the Habs. And now the Habs are going to the power play. When I saw Miami lose to Monterey a few tournaments ago was when I realized this isn't going to work out the way they planned. I mean, on the field, it never was. I think business-wise was what MLS cared about. Montreal's on the power play. 2 minutes for tripping. 2 minutes for tripping on Buffalo. And that would be Josh Doan. Face-off taken. Habs, Hudson, Demidov, Slavkovsky, spins, Caulfield, saved! Demidov, Slavkovsky, Demidov, sets up and shot, and it goes wide. Hudson gains the zone. Suzuki, Hudson. Somebody dropped their stick. It was a Buffalo Sabre. Slavkovsky steps it back. Push down. Demidov. Hudson. It was broken then because he ain't picked it back up and he had the time there. Demidov with a clapper. Hudson. 1:15 to go. Habs holding. Suzuki. Demidov. Back to Caulfield. Back to Suzuki. Hudson, Suzuki shot! Blocked, but still the Habs. 58 seconds left on the power play. Hudson, Suzuki, wheels around the net. Still Demidov, keeping possession and recycling. Hudson shot! Caulfield behind the net. Still has possession of the puck. Demidov, Hudson walks in. Shot, goal! He scores! Cole Caulfield! 2-1, Montreal. Cole Caulfield pops it into the net for the Habs. The Canadiens lead 1-2. On the power play, Cole Caulfield. Hudson walks in, passes it. Caulfield's right there to tap it in. A perfect pass from Lane Hudson and Cole Caulfield. There was no way Lyon was getting to that. Way too much of an open net, and Cole Caulfield finally gets one. Finally, a power play goal for Cole Caulfield to give Montreal the lead. 13:51, his second goal of the playoffs, his first in 6 games. Cole Caulfield, finally. He was getting in the right spots all night, and there's your goal. Cole Caulfield. Wow. Hudson with the assist and Demidov. And it's 8:05, 6:05, 6:05 into the period. And the Habs lead 1-2. And that is a stoppage of play. So, Sabres give one up on the power play. Noah Dobson is a future captain. How we doing, Rio? Viva les Canadiens. Power play, nice. Yep. I mean, if they keep Suzuki for a while, why would Dobson, if Dobson is still there when Suzuki leaves, yeah, I think he would be the captain. So, interesting to look, but definitely an assistant captain. Well, they can do that whenever. But what a shot by Caulfield. But yeah, no, I agree. Dobson will definitely get an A at some point. The question is if he's still there after Suzuki leaves. Then he could get the C. But right now, yeah, the A. Can the Habs win the Cup? I think they can. I think the Habs are the best team in the East. I legitimately do. I know the Hurricanes are dominant right now. But to me, one of the better teams. I think the Habs right now are the hottest team. On paper, I think they're the best team in the East. You got to give the Canes the Metro tax. As I said, you have to. Playing forward. Shot blocked away. I think the Habs, if they make the Stanley Cup final, they have a chance. This ain't like 21 where they had no chance in hell. Let's be real. That was making the Stanley Cup final was a win for them. Shot saved by Lyon. In goal! Goal! No, it is waved off. It is waved off by the referee. Dunno. For me, I think the Habs are looking at it to see if they can challenge it, to see if it crossed 12:50. Referee waves it off. It's tapped in. It goes behind the line. Is it goalie interference? It does go behind the line. Oh, it got kicked in by Lyon. That should be an own goal. We'll see what they do. It could be a goal for the Habs. Let's see if they challenge. No goal. Pushed into the net, no goal. Well, was the goalie pushed into the net or did the goalie push the puck into the net? Thompson pushes the Habs player into the goalie, so that's sort of self-inflicted, if anything. Fair enough, but I think the Habs can win the Cup. I legitimately think they're the best team in the East. I think they're better than the Hurricanes. I think the Habs, I'm going to be real, I see the Habs winning that series in no less than 6. Or no more than 6, I should say. Like, yeah, the Hurricanes might win 2 games against the Habs. Do I think they're going to go to a Game 7? No. Do I think the Habs can win that series in less than 6? Yes. Yes, I do. Like, the Hurricanes aren't bad, but I think the Habs have a better chance of winning the Cup than the Hurricanes do. I think the Habs can beat the Western champion. I don't think the Hurricanes can. If the Hurricanes advance over the Canadiens, they're very lucky. And it probably went 7. And it was lucky to go 7. And then they were lucky in Game 7. They're not beating the Avs. They're not beating the Knights. They're not beating the Ducks. They're not beating the Wild. Hell, I don't even think the Hurricanes beat the Wild. Now, I'd gladly be wrong. Don't get me wrong. If the Hurricanes or Montreal win the Stanley Cup or go out blocked away. If Montreal or Carolina win the East and they win the Stanley Cup, I'm not mad about it at all. Like, I'm happy for both those teams. Now, Buffalo, no. No, I do not want to see them win the Stanley Cup or come out of the East. Or if they do, I'm rooting for the Western team. Because there's only 3 teams left in the East. Now, Montreal or Carolina, I'll root for. Hell, I'll root for both of them. Because they're a little bit of an underdog compared to. But how we doing, son? I mean, I'm not Rory, but I think Montreal is coming out of the East. I think so. Break the curse. I think Montreal is better than the Canes. I do. Like, the Canes are a tough team, but let's not forget they're playing in the worst division in the league. And the Sens are about the quality of a freaking Metro team. Let's be real. Saved by Dobesh. Let's be real. The Sabres, or the Sens, I should say, the Sens legitimately were the quality of a Metro team. Like, they were more pesky. I gave them a little bit more of a chance because they were an Atlantic team who made the wild card. But am I surprised it went the way it did? No. Nobody saw the Sabres making the playoffs before the season. Nobody did. Hell, nobody in December thought the Sabres would make the playoffs. They've been on this run since they fired their GM. And, good for them, I guess. They've always had, but the thing about the Sabres is they've always had the talent, or for the past couple of years, the Sabres have had the talent. It just never came together because the front office was so garbage. And that's probably going to be a power play for Buffalo. For me, I think the Sabres, they needed to fire their front office. And they fired the whole front office. And I think that made things so much better. They had better leadership in the front office. Lindy Ruff is an amazing coach. They finally got the leadership they needed. And the talent finally shone through. I'm not surprised. Am I totally surprised? No, it is still 5-on-5. I'm not, the fact they've went on this run, I've known they had the potential to make a run like this. It's just, you never thought they would. Here's a breakaway for the Habs. You never thought they would because the leadership wasn't there. But they had the talent. For the past, 3-4 years, I'd say they have the talent. They've had a good team. They've had a really good on-paper team for the last 3 or 4 years. It's not totally shocking. But Buffalo and the Detroit Red Wings, I think similarly, until recently, their leadership was bad. Their leadership, on paper, they got the players. The leadership is bad. So I think in hockey, you need a front office to be useful. Saved. Buffalo finally got a good GM. Like, look at the Leafs. I mean, it's simple. I mean, on paper, just because a team is good and they have all these names, 11 seconds to halfway through the game, 10-11 to go in the second period. Just because you have all these names does not mean you're going to succeed. The Leafs had a horrible GM last year who finally had all the power. And he was so bad, he made no moves. And then even at the trade deadline, their trade deadline was garbage. Point is, the Leafs saw there was no help coming to save them from their swoon. I think, I gotta say, hockey is a sport to me where the GM really does matter. I think when it comes to hockey, I think everything matters when it comes to the organization. Other sports, you could live with a GM who's kind of a shithead. Arbor Xhekaj 12 penalty minutes this year in the playoffs. Not that he got any. Halfway through the game, 9:57. I mean, shit, I'll take it. I won't complain about that. Either way. Playing forward. $9.36. Eight scoring chances to 10 in the first period, 1-6. Buffalo's only had one scoring chance in the second. Montreal, now Montreal are starting to get right where they need to. Goal! Bolduc! Goal! He scores! 3-1. Zach Bolduc snipes it. Zach Bolduc snipes it on Lyon. 10:42 through the second. 3-1. Montreal is dominating now. Now they're a well-oiled machine. The puck is given away. Montreal down the other end, and Bolduc skates in. Perfect pass. And boom. Perfect pass. And there you go. Veleno with a pass. Carrier with the assist as well. Secondary. Zach Bolduc with a goal. What a skate in. What a pass. Zachary Bolduc, his second goal of the playoffs, first in 6 games. Bolduc. Perfect play. Cuts in. Perfect pass by Veleno. Lovely. 3-1 Habs. Carrier. That is 10:43 through the period. 1-3. Now the Habs are dominating. Great on the forecheck. Veleno making a big pass. Great on the forecheck. Nice, Stanley. No wonder the Jets traded you. I don't know. That's harsh. Y'all were garbage. He's in the playoffs. You won't see me. I mean, I know Leafs players that got traded aren't in the playoffs right now, at least currently. But you won't see me shitting on Connor Timmins when he's in the playoffs. Well, he's playing in this game. You won't see me. I'll tell you this. You won't see me shitting on Connor Timmins. He's in the playoffs. The Leafs are not. I thought Connor Timmins is a solid player. I'm going to be real. I think he's a solid player. But if he made a mistake, I ain't going to shit on him. The Leafs aren't in the playoffs. A guy we got rid of is in the playoffs and we're not. So what ground do I have to stand on? Same as you. Your team was really garbage this year too. How are you going to pick on a guy you got rid of who's in the playoffs in the second round? Like, yeah, I mean, he got scored on, but, you know, Pachuca comfortably going through. Damn. Toluca's out of the tournament. Shit. Toluca out of Ligia. So, well. Huh. Damn. 3-0 for Pachuca. Pachuca, Valencia, and Kennedy. Toluca and Tigres, they will have to play. The last game they play at the end of the season, CONCACAF Champions Cup. Oh, look, it's Yuppie. Valdi, Valdada. No, that's Expos, but either way. Playing forward. Oh. I'm sorry, I took it too far, you're right. I'm not. I take things too seriously sometimes. My bad. That's all me. I take things too seriously sometimes. I blame the neurodivergence. And the net is off the stanchions. And Dobesh. Is he okay? He's getting up. And it's a fight. Dobesh. He's skating up. That's good news. Yeah. Well, Toluca's out of the Ligia. And they don't have the seating behind them. They need to score 4 goals in less than 20 minutes. That's not happening. Well, all they can focus on is CONCACAF. Jorge Diaz, Simon, Castro, Perez, Ruiz, Romero, Barbosa, Mendez, Lopez, Isaias, Garcia. Wait, you're telling me... Well, are you telling me they rotated completely? Are you kidding me? Malenstein. Oh, he ran straight into Dobesh. Oh, are you kidding me? No way. Well, at least it wasn't elbow to the head like Stolarz. That's got to be a penalty. He fucking threw a flying knee into his head. That's a penalty. The fuck are you doing? Good job, Bulldog, going to Dobesh, going after protecting our goalie. Yeah, the Leafs would never. Okay, he's in the penalty box. Good. The Leafs would never. Did the Leafs go after the Panthers when they took out Stolarz? No, say Montreal's better off there, eh? You know what? I'm glad. Bulldog, good on ya. See, that's what you should do, Toronto. That's what you should do. Go after the guy who ran over your goalie, by the way. He must think he's Kenny Omega. They called a penalty. That should honestly be a major. I'm sorry. I feel like that's encroaching on the territory of a major. That's crazy, man. Like, running into the goalie and flying knee him is 2 different things. 2 minutes for interference on Jakub Dobesh and Greenway, 2 minutes for a minor penalty. So you're basically got a 2-minute power play because 2 guys are in the box. Fuck. Oh, Toluca ain't going for a tricampeonato, eh? Damn. It's kind of hard going for the tricampeonato. It is. Vancouver FC beats Langley 2-0. And Montreal's on the power play. Okay, so Bolduc, roughing. So, but Montreal's still on the power play because there's 2 men in the box for Buffalo and 1 for Montreal, so they're still on the power play. 2-minute power play, 3-1. Let's see what they do here. Man, I hope Dobesh is okay. I hope he's okay. He's still in the net. That's the good news. Fowler has not played at all. They're checking to see if the net's still on the stanchions. Dobesh is skating pretty well. Then again, didn't Stolarz try to play for like 5 or 10 minutes until he got pulled? So. And we're off. Hudson dumps it to the point. Demidov. Slavkovsky. Demidov. Back to Slavkovsky. 1:41 to go. Demidov. Shot. Nope. 1:36. 8:02 to go in the second period. Over halfway through the game. 27 minutes. Basically 28 minutes to go. Suzuki. Caulfield. Hudson. Caulfield. Hudson. Shot, goal! Off the crossbar and in! 4-1. Power play goal for the Habs. Crossbar and in, bar down. Slavkovsky. 4-1. Juraj Slavkovsky. Dobson shoots it on, and Slavkovsky tips it in, bar and in. If I'm Buffalo, I consider pulling Lyon here. Idrissi looks like he's back. Yeah, but Slavkovsky with a tap in. Hudson and Caulfield. Hudson with the laser. Slavkovsky with a tap in. Caulfield plays it to Hudson. Shot, and it's getting chippy. 7:30 to go. It is 12:17 through the period. 1-4. Goal. 4-1, man. Face-off, Deneau. Defensive zone face-off. Habs have absolutely been dominating this game. Like, this is more what I expected. I think the second half, or second period, has been way more exactly what you'd expect from the Habs at Centre Bell. I guess it was nerves. Shot! Oh, my. Almost a fifth. I guess it was more nerves than anything else when it comes to this game. Playing forward. Puck over glass. 6:45 to go in the second period, over halfway through the game, and the Habs have honestly dominated. And the second half, they've been much more, or second period, they've been much, much more well-oiled. As I said, if they were a well-oiled machine, they would have been winning 3-1, 4-1 at the first period. They've been much more well-oiled in the second period, and they've still been dominating. So, overall, this is what you would have expected. 50% on the power play for the Habs on the night. 2 for 4. Buffalo 0-1. 8 scoring chances in the second for the Habs, 1 for Buffalo. Yep. Does pulling your goalie help that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it helps that. I think you got to be... I don't think... Well, unless you're Peter DeBoer, then I guess it does. Either way, Peter DeBoer would say, yes, it would help. Playing forward. Playing forward, wide. And 5:30 to go in the period. Kirby Dach going to the box. Power play for Buffalo. They got to score here. Buffalo's got to score here if they want to get back into this game. They gotta. They gotta. If they don't, it's going to be a lot tougher. Going to be a lot tougher. But either way, so far, Habs are dominant. Dawson ass elbow. Wembanyama threw an elbow and got thrown out of his NBA game. Yo got fired. Yo got fired. Dawson ass elbow. 2 minutes on the power play for the Buffalo Sabres. Yoga fire. Yoga fire. Yoga fire. The flame is not an illusion. Yoga fire. Shit, it's Dawson. Yoga fire. I'm going to start referring to Wemby only as Dawson. Dillon. 155. Shot, goal, Buffalo scores on the power play. Instantly, 2-4. They needed that. Buffalo with a power play goal. 2-4. Rasmus Dahlin with a shot. Dobesh wasn't, he was screened. He didn't see it coming. Tage Thompson with the assist. And Dahlin with a goal. He didn't see it coming. Dobesh was fully screened. Perfect shot. Perfect shot. Buffalo needed that one. Rasmus Dahlin, his second goal of the playoffs, both on the power play. 2-4, Tage Thompson and Josh Stone. Assist. And that is 14:46 through the period. 2-4. Buffalo needed that to even have a chance. Now, deep pull the goalie. Scored. Dobes didn't see it. Yeah. 4:39. I can't get mad at that one. He was completely screened. I mean, if it was me as a Leafs fan, I couldn't even get mad at that one. He couldn't even see it. Like, can you even get mad about that one? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's just hockey for you on the power play. Perfect screen. Perfect screen. And a perfect shot. Here's a shot wide. Did you see Wemby get ejected? We just talked about it. Yeah, heard about it. Like, why would he throw an elbow like that? I don't. 2-4. Hey, if we get suspended, maybe Minnesota has a chance to win the series. Playing forward. Oh, nice pass. Blocked away, pinballs off, and Buffalo gets it. 4:04. Spins around. Habs chasing. Nope. 3:51. Playing forward, shot blocked. 3:24 to go. Dumped in. Oh. $26 shots to 17. Shot. Passed back. Montreal clears. Clears it out. Nice little flip clearance. Montreal has a chance. Shot saved. Veleno runs into the goalie. And it's a stoppage of play. That could have been a chance to put away, but nope. 2:54 to go. Three minutes in. Playing forward. Playing forward. .228. Oh! Dumps it. Tuck. Montreal has the puck. Slavkovsky. So we will be back for Game 4 on Tuesday. And that is a power play. Tuck is angry. I guess it's on Buffalo. 213. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. Yep, it's on Buffalo. Power play, Montreal. I have no idea what incident you're talking about. Was it clavicular, I guess? I don't know. Yep, height. Yep, hooking the stick. Hooking. Montreal on the power play. I have no idea. Some random streamer? I don't know. I could care less, man, about the incident. I don't. Oh, I've never heard of that guy, Chad the Builder. I've never heard of him. I've never heard of him. I don't think I want to know about him. From what you're saying, I don't think I want to know about him. Low effort content. 150. Suzuki. Like, that's just low effort content. Demidov. Rage baiting for content is just low effort content. Let's be real. Shot. Shot! Saved! He's got to go with him. Oh, so he's a punk too. Okay, got it. Rage baiting for content with a gun on him. Okay, yeah, that's okay. So he's a punk. Got it. Demidov. If you're going rage bait like that for content, put him up. Square up, okay? Don't be a punk and shot safe. Don't be a punk and use the gun as a deterrent. No. If you're going rage bait like that for content, you got to square up. You have to square up. In general. 44. .41 seconds left on the power play. Shot. .25 seconds. 37 seconds left in the period. 4-2 Montreal. They gave up a power play goal. They'll finish out their power play before the group or the period's over. Doc dumps it. I'm just saying rage baiting for content is crappy content. That's all I'm saying. In general. End of the period, 2-4. That's all I'm saying. I could give a shit how you're rage baiting. Two to 4 at the end of 2. Two to 4. I'm just saying, I don't care if somebody's rage baiting by saying the most like just walking up to people and saying the most flagrant shit on camera because you're doing content. No. And frankly, if a leftist does it and they do it by doing Karen shit or whatever, I'll say the same thing. If a woman's acting like it's Mardi Gras for content, that's I'll say the same thing. Acting like she's trying to get beads at Mardi Gras for content, I'm going to say the same thing. Slow effort content. I mean, I don't know. Some people don't want to see that, you know? I mean, it ain't rage baiting like the others, but you got my point. I'm just saying it's low effort content. That's all I'm saying. And I'll say that about any low effort content. Any flagrant low effort content. Can people be creative? Can people be creative if you're going to make content? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, if I want to see somebody act like it's Mardi Gras and get beads at Mardi Gras, I'm going to go to fucking Mardi Gras. Whether it be Soulard or New Orleans, it doesn't matter. Right? I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of a bad example, but either way, that was kind of a bad example, but either way, you know, I want my content to be creative. Like, I want content I watch to be creative, to actually have meaning. That don't have meaning. That's all I'm saying. Either way, we'll take a short break at the half. I mean, is it hard for me? I mean, well, what I do, is it hard for me to be creative? Maybe, but I try, you know? Like, I don't know. AI slop pisses me off just as much. All this AI slop content saying it's cheap. There's no meaning to it. Right? All these like AI slop, something in 15 minutes. Every blank in 15 minutes. Shit. Like, I mean, that too. Again, hell, reaction, drama content. Well, okay, I mean, I may watch drama content. I may. That I do. Is it stupid? Sure. Do I watch drama content YouTubers? Yeah, I do. But either way, I don't. That one's a little bit more gray, honestly. But either way, that one's a little bit more gray. Either way, we'll take a short break at the intermission, waiting for the third period to start. I'm just saying. Either way. Short break. Sit tight, be back. 4-2 Montreal after 2. And we're back for the intermission. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Habs fan, yeah, you'll love everything about that second period. That's exactly what I thought the first would look like. I mean, the Habs were still as dominant on the puck, if not more, in the second overall. And they had more scoring chances. Of course, the power play goal by the Sabres does sort of muddy up things a little bit. But other than that, that was like what? Their second scoring chance of the period. And it was a goal where Dobesh was way too screened. He was perfectly screened, a perfect shot. There ain't much you can do about that. That's just hockey. I don't think you look at that and say, hey, this game might be turning. And then as soon as that goal went in, Montreal was just back to what they were doing for the rest of the second period. I think the second is them with their well-oiled machine, well-oiled machine as they've played. And overall, what happened to Toluca? They lost. They rotated. They rotated in the second leg, dumbly enough. I mean, I don't know why they would rotate. I mean, I know they played CONCACAF on the midweek, but they won pretty easily. Like, what rotation was needed? I don't get it. I think they made a mistake. But they still have the CONCACAF final, and Tigres do as well. So, two of the teams eliminated this weekend have the Liga, or the Champs Cup final. So, they still have one game to go for a trophy. So, it is what it is. I mean, if you look at it, though, you know what? You sit there and you say, fine. It is what it is. We have CONCACAF. It's hard to win a bicampeonato. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to get that third one. Being a bicampeonato is amazing already, and Toluca will still play the Campeón de Campeones, and they still might play the Campeones Cup. So, you look how it goes. They always have. This has always been the way it was. And I mean, the Liga is still going to play Thursday, Sunday for the rest of the playoffs. Now that the CONCACAF is the end of the month. It doesn't matter for them. They're not playing anymore. And I don't think they did that to take a dive because the Liga would have been over by CONCACAF. And they would have had a full week to build for the final. Tigres, well, Chivas just came back. I'm surprised, actually. But Toluca, I don't think they wanted to lose, but it's always been this way. Why are we complaining? And no, they shouldn't do that. And by the way, the Central American Cup's being played in the fall, and the Leagues Cup. So, I mean, with the way the calendar is, you can't move it anyway, even if you wanted to. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You couldn't move it even if you wanted to. I think it's impossible to move the football or the Champs Cup to a different time just to play the final, because then you have the Leagues Cup, and then you have, I don't know, MLS has never got it moved, and they have a problem with it being in their preseason. Or basically, but either way, I mean, you need to give the same team a break. Well, they gave themselves a break. How about that? So, but it's always been that way. And besides, you can't say give them a break when the Leagues Cup happens in August and you want the Champs Cup to move to August. So, your argument's invalid already. Too many games. Let's play less games then. You think that's going to happen? Like, yeah, I mean, for everybody else's sake, yeah, maybe, yeah, we should play less games. But they're never going to let go of the money that these more games make. So, we should have a Super Cup for Caribbean Cup champions and Central American champions. I agree. I think Central America. Well, I don't know, actually. I don't. It depends. It depends. I mean, Alajuelense would beat Caribbean champions. I think Saprissa probably would. I think Olympia would. But after that, it'll be interesting if they did that. But either way, with that being said, 250 to the start of the third period. Not going to last Super Cup would be a walk in the park for Central America. I'd still like to see it, though. Club and country. I'd like to see it for both club and country. Huh. Campfire, Cracker Barrel Campfire. That looks pretty good. How'd Arsenal get lucky? I mean, that was a foul. I'm sorry. That was a foul. Like, I don't know why people I mean, that was a foul on West Ham's goal. It should have been pulled back. And yeah, they scored one goal. But Arsenal did what they needed to do. It was going to be a tough game. West Ham's fighting for their life. It wasn't West Ham. Arsenal got a goal. Yeah, they gave one up, but it was ruled out because it was a foul. There was a foul there. I don't see why people are not seeing this as what it is. It was a foul. That was a foul. Simple as. Point blank, period. It was a foul. Do with that what you will. Foul. It's a foul. But third period's about to start. Third period, here we go. 20 minutes to go in this game. Pumas America going crazy. Montreal 13-55 leading at home, 14-23 versus Tampa Bay in the first round. Wow. Let's check the Liga MX score. Pumas America going crazy. How the first leg did. It just started. 2 minutes in already. No goals and going crazy. It must be awesome. Pumas scored 1-0. Okay, well, there you go. 2 minutes in. Okay, yeah, it's going to be wild. And we're off. 1955. Tage Thompson, Newhook, Caulfield, Bolduc, Slavkovsky, Dahlin have scored. It's still 4-2, and we have begun. And it is offside. 11-17 the Ozone to Buffalo 6:39. 19:43 to go in the third period. And we will watch as this game finishes. And Montreal are less than 20 minutes away from being 2 games away from the conference final. We'll be live on Wednesday for Game 4 of where the Habs are looking to put Buffalo right up against the wall. When leading after the second, the Habs are 29-4-2 in the regular season, 1-2 in the playoffs. So could be a bit crazy third period here, but overall the Habs have been very dominant, so let's see what happens. +6 goal differential in the third period during the postseason. Second best, Colorado is 7. First with 7. +7 goal differential. Playing forward. Slavkovsky. Shot saved. Cleared away. "19 minutes. 41 down, 19 to go. We'll review the game once it's over. Don't worry. There will be an RSR for this game, even if it ain't my team, per se. 18:41. Then we'll be live on Tuesday for Game 4. Wednesday, we have Portland Timbers versus CF Montreal. That'll definitely be a hate watch compared to this. Because, again, I have no problem with the Canadiens. Saved. That ain't a rivalry to me. Now, I do have some hatred for the Sabres, but either way, 18-17. I say Sabres and Leafs is more of a rivalry than Canadiens and Leafs at this point. Let's be real. Let's honestly be real. It is. 18 minutes to go. I think Habs fans are very nice. I think Habs fans are very respectable. Sabres fans are jackasses. Sabres fans are jackasses. But then again, they're also Buffalo Bills fans, so that's any surprise. 17:30. Especially jackasses to Leafs fans. It's kind of annoying. I wasn't alive for 98, so, but it was a lot closer to playoff heartbreak that I would have been alive for, comparatively to, we did that one to ourselves. 2021, we did that one to ourselves. Everything else, when it comes to Habs, Leafs, playoff heartbreak, I wasn't even a thought in anybody's head. At least I was a thought in my dad's head when freaking 98 happened. I've been to a Habs home game. I can second that. Nice. I don't hate the Sabres as much as I do the Senators. That's for sure. I hate the Ottawa Senators. Thoughts on the Yankees getting swept? I didn't even know. The Rays are doing really well right now. Either way, I'm more worried about the Blue Jays. We got to get healthy. What? Shot over the glass. Deflected over the glass. 16-18 to go. 2-4. Four to 2. 76ers got swept. Yep, I saw that. I'm not surprised. New York is the best team in the East. I think they're going to beat the hell out of, frankly, I think New York's going to beat the hell out of the Cavs or the Pistons, whoever gets to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think New York's going to be in the NBA Finals this year. Playing forward. Habs lose it. They're a little bit more shaky in this period comparatively. Makes sense. Buffalo's got to chase it. Shot. Missed. Still Habs puck, and it's cleared away. $15:38. Hudson for a face-off. Hudson high-sticked by Buffalo. Lane Hudson, no, he got called. Hudson going to the box. Power play for Buffalo. 15:38 to go. This could be, if Buffalo scores here, this could be a very shaky time of hockey. Again, Buffalo's got to score here. Buffalo's got to get one here. They have to. Playing forward, Thompson. Will they set up the same play? Thompson blocked. Put down for Quinn, wide. 1:45. 15:18 to go. Quinn crosses. Back to the point. Thompson, Dillon with a shot, wide. 15:08. 93-mile-per-hour slap shot from Dillon. Thompson, 1:26 to go. Dome. 15 minutes. 1:19 to go on the power play. Shot wide. Benson. Thompson. Quinn blocked behind the net. Yeah, this game should be over by the time Vegas and Anaheim drop the puck, but either way. 8:52 Central. Quinn. Thompson. Shot. Benson! Behind the net. Behind the net and cleared, but Thompson's right there. Dobesh gets up quick. 35 seconds. Quinn drives the net. Shot wide. Thompson shot, save. Dobesh covers. Face off. 24 seconds. 14:01 to go. Habs got to kill this penalty to grab the momentum. Dobesh lost his goalie stick. Wow. That's got to suck. On the power play, losing your goalie stick. That's got to suck. That's got to suck. Pumas 2-0. Well, good. Good. Good for America's getting close to being eliminated. Playing forward, 15 seconds on the power play. Shot. Covered. Tuck. Byram. Pushed. Habs. Tuck. 8 seconds. Krebs. Full strength. 13:34 to go. 2-4. Habs back at even strength. 3-minute shift for Dillon. Shit, bro. Hell, I would hate that. He got double shifted. I mean, they are behind by 2. And they were on the power play. 13:07. Have you seen the Malcolm in the Middle reboot? No, I haven't. I've seen a couple episodes of the original, but I don't think I watched much of it. But I haven't seen the reboot. I really don't have any want to, really. Wasn't my favorite show. 13:07 to go. How we doing? 2-4. Montreal leads in the third period. No goals have been scored yet. A little bit shaky for the Habs throughout the first minutes of this third period. Dominated the first 1-1 draw because they weren't a complete well-oiled machine. They won the second. They were leading at the end of the second, 2-4. They looked exactly like you thought they would, dominant and scoring. Buffalo's a little bit, they're chasing the game, and Montreal is, I don't know if I'd say letting them, but Buffalo's definitely doing a good job of chasing. They just haven't scored yet. Good penalty kill by the Habs there. 13:07 to go in the third period. Buffalo. Whoa. Puck just dribbles wide behind the net. Buffalo checking heavily to try to get back into this game, get this within one very soon. Shot wide. Buffalo with the puck. Shot. Tapped and missed. Slavkovsky. Can he pick it up? There we go. Slavkovsky still dumps it, and Montreal dumps behind the net, loses the puck battle. Back to Buffalo. 12-19. Buffalo looks like now they're dominating. And that must be score effects. Shot saved. It's got to be score effects, but I got to say, Buffalo is working really hard. They're working very hard to try to get this game close. This ain't gonna be easy for Montreal. They gotta be smart here. Buffalo's putting on a whole lot of pressure. Doesn't look just like score effects to me. I think Buffalo's putting on a lot of pressure. I mean, of course, they want to somehow steal a game in Montreal and get back home ice advantage. Shot wide. That power play goal for Buffalo really meant a lot for them. Danault, shot wide. Shot, it's in. Montreal on the rebound. Kirby Dach. 5-2. They needed one against the run of play, and they got one. Kirby Dach with a rebound. 5-2. Montreal. Taps in the rebound. 11:14 to go. Danault across ice, missed, but it was right there for Kirby Dach to pull it out. Texier with a shot. And Dach's right there to pull the puck out. Line it up and pop in the rebounds. Kirby Dach with a goal. Unassisted. His fourth of the playoffs. Tied for most on team with Newhook and Slavkovsky. I would say he's unassisted there. I would say that's unassisted for sure. I mean, yeah, in theory, Danault and Texier, but rebounds unassisted, 2-5. I think Montreal just wrapped this one up there. I think they did. They needed to get a goal like that. Texier and Deneau with the assists. I'll still say it. Then they put it on Game Center. Is it really, though? If it got saved and he pulled it out of the pile and then put it away as a rebound? I mean, is it, though? I mean, but they did have a big part in that play, so fair enough, I guess. But either way, I'll still talk about that one out. Explain it in the review. 10 minutes to go. 50 minutes down. 10 to go. Montreal leads by 3. 26.5 average age for Montreal with their roster. Second or youngest roster in the playoffs, second youngest in the NHL. Demidov. Montreal's got a long time looking towards success if they're looking this good. Chicago ain't. It doesn't, having a young roster doesn't mean you're good. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But Montreal's roster is young and good. They're gonna have a long time worth of success if they keep growing to the level that they have been over the past couple of years. And they're 10 minutes away, less than 10 minutes away from being 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Final against the Carolina Hurricanes, who swept the Philadelphia Flyers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Khan. Thank you. Playing forward. Buffalo blocked away by Montreal. Montreal broke the pressure with that goal against the run of play by Kirby Dach. The rebound. It seems to me they can very much close this one out. Broken stick. Montreal broken stick. Alex Lyon, 5 goals against, 4 games played. This series, 11 goals against, 3 games played. Now, my question is for Buffalo, do you go to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen in the next game? Do you think about it? Because 3-0 Pumas, 3-0 Pumas, well, what do you know? I think you got to think about it. If you were Buffalo, you got to think about it. Shot saved by Dobesh. You got to think about it. Because 11 goals allowed in 3 games. Even the one they won, he's still allowed 2. I think you got to think about it. I think 2, 5. That's 10. Let's see here. Hold on. Dobesh played the whole game. Sabres. Lyon played the whole game. He allowed 2. So 12 goals actually allowed in this series. So, I mean, again, you got to ask that question. Should you make the move? If you are Buffalo, should you change to your other goalie? I mean, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is an amazing goalie. He is as well. I'd say he's better, arguably. I think he's a better goalie than Lyon, in my opinion. So, again, I mean, do you make that change? I think you have to make that. You have to have that discussion tomorrow. Hell, tonight and tomorrow if you're Buffalo. I think you have to make that discussion. And even leading up, and it's not going to be an easy discussion, so I'm going to guess maybe even leading into the game on Tuesday. Makes you wonder, do you go for it or... So, we'll see what happens. 8:04 to go. Under 10 minutes to go. Montreal, Buffalo. Winner leads the series 2-1. Loser is in trouble. And looks like Montreal is going to have a 2-1 lead playing another game at home. If Montreal wins today and Tuesday, they're on the brink. And they've already stole a game in Buffalo. Could they do it again? But then again, they'd still have a 3-2 lead at Game 6. Even if they won the next two, which is still a really good place to be. But then again, Montreal knows well, at least some of these guys know well, that, hey, Goulet, did he trip him or... Buffalo might be going on the power play here. Two-minute minor on Montreal. Buffalo is going to the power play. Goulet to the box. Buffalo 2-minute power play for tripping. Tripping. High sticking. Okay. That's not what that looked like to me, but tripping, high sticking, same thing. No blood, 2 minutes. Buffalo on the power play. Benson, Thompson, Quinn, Doan, and Dillon. They need to score here to have any chance of getting back into this game. If they don't score on this power play, Montreal needs a penalty kill right here. They need a penalty kill or a shorthanded goal. If they get one of those, this game is well and truly over, I would say. Buffalo hasn't really had the same dominating pressure on the Habs since they got the goal against, or since they got the short or the goal against the run of play, the tap in, the rebound. Buffalo needs to build some dominance here, and if they score, that's going to make this tough. If they make it 3-5, that's going to make this tough. Thompson. This game ain't over if they make it 3-5. If the Habs get a penalty kill or score a shorthanded goal, this game is almost damn near over. It's all but over, but the opera singer ain't sung yet. 6:46 to go. 54 seconds left on the power play. Habs got to get this penalty killed. Nice tap. Nice block to send it back to Lyon. 46 seconds. Better penalty kill here, I would say, than the last penalty kill. That one looked disastrous. Dumped in by the Habs. Not an icing. Lyon. 29 seconds. Much better. Buffalo had Montreal gasping for air, so to speak, on the last penalty kill earlier in the period. Like, they were just scuffling, trying to not allow a goal. This one's a lot more of a decisive Montreal penalty kill. McLeod. Oh, behind the net. But the Sabres get one good chance at the end there. Penalty killed, full strength, board battle, and it's back to 5-on-5. 5:40 to go. Getting to the final 5 here in Game 3 of the second round. Dumped in. Stepping back. Club America scores 3-1. Well, still, 6-4 on aggregate? Wide. And Pumas have the higher seeding, yeah? So, I think they're fine. 5:15 to go. Shot wide. I think we will do a Liga MX game on Thursday, one of the semifinals. If not, well, certainly we'll do one of them. If they're played on the same day, I'll pick the better one. And then Sunday. And if it's just one semifinal per day on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday, we'll do the Thursday, Sunday. So we'll see where it goes. We got 5:10 to go in the third period. Another good kill, Habs. I mean, that was an amazing. They needed that penalty kill, and they got it. That was a perfect penalty kill. Perfect penalty kill. So we'll see how the second half or the rest of this quarter or period is going to go. So we're making some adjustments on that Buffalo power play. Well, yeah, they needed to do that. So, America is in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. For the best position in the general table of season 25-26. Last qualified between Pumas and Pachuco. Qualifying to the final. Okay, either way. 5-2. Yeah, that America Pumas game is pretty crazy. 5-10. And Vegas Golden Knights and Anaheim has begun. 5:10 to go. Early playing forward. Cleared away. 5:02. 5 minutes to go. We're into the final 5. 55 minutes down, 5 to go. Habs, here's a chance. Could this be a one-on-one? It's in! No! Off the post! Wait, did it go in? It is a goal. Off the post and in. They emptied the net and Montreal scores. 6-2. I don't. 6-2. Empty net by Newhook, his second of the game. He had the rush away. He scored the rush. I guess maybe. Hold on. Did it cross the line? Newhook. Or was it basically dog so? Or it was dog so. That's a goal. Because it was empty net, dog so. Instead of a penalty shot, dog so. I get it. Okay, pretty much. 6-2. What's going on with the Sabres? I told you Montreal was better. Right, dog so. Awarded goal for Newhook with an open net because he got not tripped up, but he did get impeded. Correct. Right. That's rare. Getting impeded on the open net in a playoff game nonetheless. Basically dog so. Because it was an empty net, goals awarded instead of a penalty shot because there's no goalie to face it. So because there's no goalie to face it, the dog so, denial of obvious goal scoring opportunity. Instead of a penalty shot, open net, awarded goal. I didn't even notice the net was empty. That was probably part of the problem. They didn't even say empty net. Alex Newhook, his second goal of the game. I mean, he tried to score the goal. It went off the post, but dog so. I will put it there. Suzuki Evans assist. Six to 2, 3:54 to go. 15-14. 2 to 6. Correct. No way. There's no beef. It's going to be a long night. I can't believe, I think I'm just shocked that I cannot believe somebody basically said, nope, dog so. I'm not going to. I mean, at this point, you're losing 5 to 2. You impede him, the goal's going to happen. So you either impede him and the goal's going to happen, and he put it off the post. Maybe you just hope he goes and puts it off the post. No problem. And then you don't get called for dog so. I think Buffalo made a stupid play. I mean, it was going to be hard to come back, but, I think that was just so brain dead, and I didn't even realize the net was open until it got there. I was shocked. And then it was like, oh, yeah, right. And it's rare anyway. I mean, especially in the playoffs. But even in the regular season, you really don't see, at least in the games I've watched, you really don't see that. So, again, if there was a goalie in net and that happened, penalty shot. No goalie, since there's nobody to face it, dog so, awarded goal. I know that's a soccer term, but I'm going to use it because this is normally a football channel. And there's a fight. Buffalo's a little bit dirty. I can't lie. Buffalo is, what? Damn, man. You're poor sports. I don't care. Poor sports. Club America's getting a penalty kick. They're coming back. Yeah, they don't have the seating, though. They need 2 more goals. If they score the penalty, they still need 2 more goals and not allow another. It's tough. I mean, it is America, but, do what you will with that. .247 to go. Checking it. Goulet reminds me of a Scott Stevens. I mean, yeah, I would agree with that. But I think Buffalo's been a little bit just being dirty. They're really taking liberties here. I mean, that's just dumb. Why would you give that away? How was Club America only scoring but penalties? Because that's what they do. Hamburglar. 247. Let's see. We'll review the game once it's over. Honestly, I gotta say, Newhook might be the player of the game. I gotta say. Neymar's back, and okay, if he ends up at the World Cup, I care. I mean, good for him, he scored. Good for him, he's back playing. Or I don't know what score, but good for him, he's back playing. Let's see him end up at the World Cup. $247. Neymar linked to Europe, the Eredivisie. Man's going to be back in Europe soon. Oh, my God. Eredivisie, really? Really? I mean, the Eredivisie is a good league, but really, they want him in Europe. I thought he'd go to MLS. Los Pumas. Club America is not good. They're garbage right now. Are allowing so many goals. Well, it's called penalties. It's called a hamburglar. 142 on the power play for Montreal. Seriously? 2:20 to go. Shot wide. 1:15 to go. 2 minutes to go. $153 to go. Less than final 2 minutes. 45 seconds is when this power play ends. Good for Neymar, honestly. Hey, I'm surprised, honestly. He actually might go back to Europe. I thought he'd go to MLS. Big name does you a lot, doesn't it? 42 seconds. Bad giveaway. Eredivisie is solid. PSV, Ajax, Feyenoord, AZ Alkmaar. I'm not saying it ain't solid. I'm surprised Europe wants him. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't go to freaking Saudi Arabia and Brazil to go back to Europe at his age. So, I mean, that's good for him, I guess. But is that more of his name? I got to say it's more of his name than his performance. He's been on the treatment table a whole hell of a lot in Brazil. So, 56 seconds to go. It's got to be his name more than his performance. Which sport will have the better playoffs in April, June, MLS, and NHL or NBA? NHL, MLS, NBA. I still put the MLS over the NBA, even if the Raptors make it. 33 seconds to go. Montreal with a puck. Taking it to the corner like it's football. 24 seconds to go. 2-6. Montreal about to win. Seconds to go. They will win this game. 36 shots at 28. 13 seconds to go. Final 10 seconds. No stoppage of play. And there's a stoppage of play at 1.3, and there's a fine. It's Neymar. Jordan Henderson did it. Why not Neymar? He didn't go to Brazil, then back to Europe. He just went straight back to Europe. And I don't even know if Hendo deserved it. But he's English, so an English team will take him no matter what. And it's a final. Game is over. Game is over. The game is over. Montreal leads the series 2-1. Two to 6. Final. Habs win. Two 2-1 series lead for Montreal. There you go. That stadium's about to crash out. About to have a crash out. Habs win. Dominant game 3. They lead going into game 4 at their own Arena, and we'll be covering that as well on Tuesday. May 14th, yeah, I'm going to be doing CONCACAF, or Liga MX. Maybe a double, I don't know. Maybe keep my eye on it, but I think we'll focus on Liga MX. I don't even know if we'll go double, just keep an eye on it. And Vegas wide. With that being said, and then if not, Saturday? Oh, wait, Toronto plays Saturday night, so nope. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday. If there's a Game 7, yeah, we'll cover it. With that being said, there you go. Habs win. So, we'll be live on Tuesday. Off tomorrow. Live Tuesday, live Wednesday, live Thursday. Friday? I don't think so. Live Saturday, yes. Live Sunday. 2 lives on Saturday. Live Sunday, yes. Liga MX. Monday, maybe next Monday too. With that being said, Habs win. They lead 2-1 in the series, and they play again at Centre-Bell. If they win Game 4, this is going to be a very, very you might be screwed to the Buffalo Sabres. What a dominant win for the Habs, though. They got to keep this momentum. They have to. So with that being said, sit tight, be back. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this game. Habs win. Dominant. We'll see what I say. With that being said, sit tight, be back. See you soon. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. If you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Hit that hype button to put this up in the algorithm. Hit that join button to become a member. Send suggestions on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlists. Share with friends and family. Review within the hour. Tuesday we'll be back for Game 4. Wednesday, Portland versus CF Montreal. Live RSR. That's a hate watch, though. Thursday, Liga MX. Friday, I don't think there's anything. So with that being said, Monday off, review, then Monday off, then I'll see you Tuesday. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See ya.